Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. We are back in the forest and I will take you for a short walk, my friends. So welcome back to a new video. I have a special message for a special person that will come across this video. Firstly, I want to remind you to give yourself more credits for all the work you're doing on yourself. You know, the emotional healing, setting meaningful goals and following them, working on your mindset, working on setting a bright vision for the future, and actually taking time to truly nurture yourself the way you want to be nurtured. You know, we were never trained to do that in school. Most of our parents were not teaching us those things, so we are actually teaching ourselves how to do that, and we all know that it is required a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of focus, a lot of attention, a lot of energy. And I want to remind you to give yourself more credits for it, because you're doing such an incredible work, not just for yourself. We often think we're doing that for us, but we're doing that for society as well, because you know, every time we experience a certain, you know, that moment of transcendence, when we experience a certain breakthrough, it's not just something that shifts within us, it also shifts outside of us, as our, you know, the reality is a mirror of our internal state. When we heal a certain wound, when we heal a certain trauma, and we overcome certain emotional limitation or a certain limited belief, we also start expressing ourselves differently, right? We start projecting ourselves, our energy differently. We start projecting new energy outside of us, and people can feel it, people can sense it, and people will not just see you as a changed version of yourself. They will see you as a possibility, that change is possible, that healing is possible, that manifestation of something great is possible, that the opportunities are within ourselves and they are accessible to all of us. So give yourself more credits for that and celebrate yourself, my friends. Celebrate that transformation that is taking place. Because sometimes, you know, we are waiting manifestations, but we are not paying attention that we are the greatest manifestation, right? We are waiting that money will come, we are waiting that the right person will come, the right soul will come, but we forget that we are the greatest manifestation. And I'm truly grateful to see such a beautiful movement happening here. Firstly in this AttractPassion community, but also outside of it. On YouTube I see so many beautiful channels and beautiful people sharing their souls with others, expressing their light. And I think a beautiful movement is happening of people which are tapping into the changed version of themselves, the change they wish to see on the world. People are tapping into that changed version of themselves so they can start projecting it in the world, which means that we are becoming the change that we wish to see. And that's to me truly profound, truly powerful, and truly beautiful. So my friends, I want to remind you that when you have certain, you know, those what we call heartfelt desires, they will find you, they will always find you. But we need to become the version of ourselves that are ready to receive it. We need to feel worthy of that. We need to feel ready for it. And we can't be ready for something until we gain the right experiences, the right lessons that life is offering to us. So the biggest block for most people is that they are not opening their minds to see the lessons that life is offering to them. More we open ourselves, we need to find a way. More we are opening our minds and hearts to always receive lessons that life is offering to us, faster we are learning, faster we are reading energies around ourselves and meaning, why something is happening, why that happened, what can I learn from that experiences. Faster we grow, and faster we grow, faster we evolve, faster we can manifest changes. As we grow and evolve, our energy is changing. We all know that. When our energy is changing, we feel those changes. We feel the changes in those internal sensations, which often don't have even words to explain what we sense. But we feel a profound release of a certain tension. And that's something incredible many of people are working on. So what is happening on the world right now is that we've been kind of pushed to make the internal shifts because we've recognized that everything external is dependent on the internal state of being. So until we take responsibilities for how we feel, how we think, and what we do with all of that, we can't fully experience all the wonders that life has to offer. So it is required to tap into that internal mechanism and recognize what is making your thoughts. What is making your thoughts, from where your thoughts are coming from. Because we can sit down a little bit. Look at that beautiful place. You know what I've recognized when I'm coming to places like that, and I say I will empty my mind a little bit. And as soon as I empty my mind, I receive a message. So I just open the channel so I can pass it on to you guys. And that's where a big question may take place, like from where all of that is coming from. And we may realize, well, maybe we are not who we've been taught. Maybe we're just, dots of oneness, which are like spread around through the galaxies, experiencing that oneness in infinite different unique ways, to gain lessons, to gain experiences, to gain that wisdom, which we can bring that back to the source so we can all grow together. And so many people are becoming aware of that process. And the greatest miracle happens once we recognize that process, that it's all about that process of realization, of awareness, and how well can we apply what we've learned so we transform suffering into process, so we can transform pain into process, so we can transform stuckness into flow, and we can transform the path we are walking on into a beautiful journey. And to all of you that are doing this changes and that are walking that path of the soul and path of transformation, path of healing, actually, of remembrance once again who we truly are, I want to celebrate you. I want to express gratitude for you, because as we are all part of that great source, that oneness, that we're all an extension of it, when one person is healing, that one person is being an example that it's possible to do something like that. And there are so many examples here in the community that it's possible. And we see sometimes, when we recognize who we are on that soul level, are we hard workers? Are we passionate? Are we loving beings? Are we creative beings? Are we kind beings? Are we compassionate beings? Are we, you know, when we recognize what's our spirit like, it's much easier to follow that spirit. It's much easier to follow its guidance, to recognize, well, I am dedicated being. I want to work hard on that because I want to see those changes in the world. If you're a passionate person or passionate soul, you will be driven to make something happen with passion. And sometimes you can be a combination of all of that, and you need to recognize who you are so you can stop focusing so much on something you're not, on being somebody you're not, and you truly pay attention to what is resonating with you so we can start working more on that. And that's where we recognize our soul talents, our natural talents, something we with what we've come here at the first place. And once we recognize that, our life will start happening with greater ease. Things will find you at the right time. You will recognize you're not just manifesting what you want, but also what you need. But at the first place, you will manifest what you need in order to become who you need to be to manifest what you want to manifest. And this is that great mystery about manifestation, because often people focus on what they want, but they don't see that what they are actually getting is what they need in order to get to where they want to be, and they quit and they get back into their old self. So as long as you're paying attention to everything that is happening with a greater degree of acceptance and understanding that everything is happening for your evolution, for your growth, you will always see signs and synchronicities and meanings in why something is happening. So understand your spirit, understand yourself, know yourself. You know, as Buddha said, know thyself, which means to know everything about yourself. Once you know everything about yourself, you can forget everything about yourself. That's what Buddha said. And once you will forget everything about yourself, you will be enlightened by the universe. So what it means that we actually let go of the false identity. We let go of the limited beliefs which are trying to define us. You know, we've been taught certain things, certain stories, certain ideas about ourselves, of who we're supposed to be or of who we are. But at some level, we recognize that nobody truly understands who we are. Nobody knows us. So the first mission right here, right now, is to know myself, to know who I am and who I'm not, so I can let go of who I'm not. And that's where you will be enlightened by the universe. The universe will bring you information, wisdom, everything you need in order to become a channel of that, we can call it divine light, divine intelligence, or wisdom, which can come through you. And that's why it's so important to feel how your spirit feels like. You know, as I mentioned, maybe you're a hard worker. I know for myself, I am a hard worker, and it doesn't mean that it's painful for me. To me, I love to work on what I'm doing. I love to. Sometimes I can work all day long on creating art, on making videos, and on doing the things. I'm passionate about it, but I'm also compassionate. I'm also a loving person. I'm emotional person, and I love all of that about myself, and it helps me to do what I'm doing. It helps me to express more of that through those videos and through my art. And I just want to remind you, once we figure out what we are like on that soul level, it will be much easier to let go of who we are not and fully surrender to our true selves, to fully embody that authenticity, that beingness. And of course, it's a process, you know, of letting go of certain patterns and letting go of certain certain maybe toxic habits or toxic behaviors or toxic ways of how we communicate or the words we use. We have those deeply rooted ways of speaking and communicating, and certain words we use that we don't want to use them anymore, as we know words are so powerful. Each thought awakens emotion, each word awakens even stronger emotions. So we need to be aware and conscious of how we express ourselves, and we need to understand that we are really complex beings, and it's okay if all those things takes more time. Some people are doing that faster, some people are doing that slower, but we need to understand, doesn't matter um, whom you are watching or following, guru, whoever. Everybody is dealing with that, and everybody is walking that path of transformation and path of self-research. We are all researching ourselves, and we are all dealing with our demons, with our fears, with our anger, with our frustrations. And we are actually learning how to handle all of that, how to balance all of that, how to stay in harmony, even though we are experiencing fears and anger and separation, how to harmonize all of that, and how to balance those different forces so our channel can stay pure and open, so we can serve our greatest purpose. So once again, I'm celebrating all of you. I'm grateful for all of you. I love you all, my friends. I will leave you here, and I hope you've enjoyed this beautiful forest with me. Look at that. It's so quiet right now. We are here in the morning. It's a hot summer here in Slovenia, which is, it's a nice time to be here, truly. So my friends, I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. Have a beautiful day. Until next time, one love.